Live, please get some mind.
Alright, we going live? Here we go.
We on the most. Okay, there. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
we're here.
Tell the people thing.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, we ready. We ready.
We ready?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, we...
I mean,
So you gonna wait right on this?
yeah, see what they do.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
What happened?
I want to drop you a little lower seat.
Oh. Okay, we was almost there.
Yeah.
We almost there. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
They
you know, you gotta go through stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just put intro on this.
Well, go ahead. Where is it?
No, I ain't got a key. Yeah, you said it was improvised.
Is it a certain phone?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we sure. All right, y'all ready?
We're live.
Do it.
We are live from the Spill Cup Studio. This is the Real Spill Podcast.
Yeah.
Episode number 8.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Happy Sunday to y'all.
Yeah.
Once again, we have another episode for y'all. We're going to get right into it. Sorry for the delay. The weather kind of, knocked us off schedule. But we here though. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to miss this episode because it's going to be a good one. We got some guests. Our first, first time we had a dual panel. First time we had 4 guests.
Yeah.
We got on my right, the one and only Cub Raw. You know what I'm saying? AKA Mr. Forresdale.
Yeah.
AKA Mr. MVP.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
AKA Minor, all day.
Let's
Mama
go.
High School.
Let's
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's how we represent it
For the people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
FDP is for the people.
And then we have the lovely Miss Melody, AKA Mel,
Wow.
AKA on top of it,
You did.
AKA I'm smarter than
I
you,
appreciate it.
AKA I'm the smartest one in the room.
No, not even.
No, that's
But
my
thank you.
bad.
I'm
Just
flattered.
this room. She's definitely smarter than us in this room.
I'm flattered, but no.
Okay, but yeah. But thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
And as Tyler said, this is
More than
episode 8.
welcome, baby boy.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, man.
But this episode is part 2 of She Got the Bag, Money, Power, and Respect. So today we're going to do something different. Tally and I from the Spill Cup Studios are going to ask each one of the panel members a question. They're going to get their perspective from the male point of view and the female point of view. And we're going to get to it. So
Yes,
Tally,
sir.
you want to start it on me?
Well, before we get started,
Oh, yeah,
man,
yeah.
we're going to take this time to do a brief commercial.
Oh, yeah, that's right, duh.
Our brother, man, has his own website
Yeah.
where he sells his own gear. So I'm gonna let him talk about his gear. As you can see his hat. And as you can see, Coach Steele has on a t-shirt that says, "You gotta pay me."
Yeah. Tell them about it, man. You want to do that?
Yeah, the only thing I can say about it is the website is www.yougottapayme.com. Looking at your new shirt.
Yeah.
Not YOU, but just a little U. And just check it out. And you gotta pay me submission statement on there. And it'll let you know exactly what it's all about. So go to the website, check it out.
Yeah, he got everything, man. He got sweatsuits, socks, drawers, bras. I think he coming out with rubbers too. Yeah, but yeah, he got everything out there, man. Everything out there. But yeah, y'all check it out, man. Support my boy, though, man. Support my boy.
He'll always be in business.
Yeah.
But yeah, but for real though.
A baby or 2 edition too.
Yeah. Speaking of the babies though, for real,
Yeah.
we got a brand called You Gotta Feed Me. So it's like it's onesies and just for the babies. So pretty excited about the You Gotta Feed Me brand coming up.
You should be, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm proud of you, man. Yeah. So y'all support my boy, man. Cub Raw, man.
Appreciate it.
He on Instagram, Facebook, all that. So
We'll link his direct link to his website at the end of the podcast.
Appreciate it.
So that's a young black male entrepreneur doing positive things.
Right.
You gotta pay me.
Right.
The adult version, and I like that. You gotta feed me.
Yeah,
the baby version.
for the babies, yeah.
So I like that and everything. And also to my left and to your right, we have Miss Melody. And tell us a little something about Miss Melody.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
My bad.
God bless you. I
Y'all
guess.
live.
No, please don't say that. No, I will leave. No.
It's all right now. It's all right.
I would fly away. But yes, I'm a law student at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. And too am also an entrepreneur.
All right.
Stay tuned for more information regarding my businesses. They're in the infancy stage right now and still in development, but by the end of the year, we'll have both live and ready for consumption.
All right. Good job.
Right.
So you say that you're in law school. So before law school, you have to go to undergraduate school.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I attended the best historical black college and university in the world, Tuskegee University.
Yay! I got a few extras from them. Shout out Tuskegee.
I obtained my sales and marketing degree from Tuskegee University in 2019.
Okay.
And I briefly worked in corporate America as a digital, well, to make it simple, I worked in digital advertising for Spectrum Cable.
Right. Can you get us a discount?
I knew that was coming. No, unfortunately, I can no longer. And at the time, I couldn't get this.
All right. Well, shout out to Spectrum anyway, though.
So
I got Spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have Spectrum also.
Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to Spectrum. So we have two young entrepreneur, black, educated. Not only do we have a female,
amen,
but we also have a male.
Yes.
And so it's a positive image that is being portrayed, and not the image that the media wants us to see about black males and black females.
That's right.
And so we need to just give a hand clap to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But this podcast, which is part 2 of our podcast, started out as She Got the Bag.
Right.
She Has the Bag. And the reason for that concept was that I'm not going to give her age away or give their ages away, what we think, but let's just say maybe 20, 30 years ago, the emphasis was put on educating the female in the house. The male was told, go get you a job at the plant. You need to go to work and work with your hands. But what has happened as we moved along, because we've gone from an industrial economy to an IT economy. So it's more so now than using your hands, it's more so using your brain and everything. And because of not only that, but because of our young black males, how they've been portrayed, how they've been, things have been done against them, systematic racism, and all these things, it has come where our females have become more successful as in getting the bag than our males. And so last week we looked at that, and we looked at does that make a difference, and has our dynamics changed? Because for my age group and my parents, it was mostly the father went out to make the money, and the mother stayed at home. But we know now in our culture, it's totally different now. Because of inflation, because of the price of things, it's almost like both people got to be out there working. And then, as if with you young people, not only you're working, and I hate to use the word hustle, but it's a good word. You got to hustle also.
You got to have a lot of different hustles.
You got to have a lot of different things, to make it work. And so, from all of that, our first question is, in this episode, we want to talk about money, power, and respect. And my first question to Melanie is what's the most important aspect of a relationship?
For me, the most important aspect of a relationship is definitely communication. I feel like my experience in relationships, whether it's been with someone that society might deem as a working man, or someone who has more entrepreneurial dreams and who makes a substantial amount of money, I would say that what was most important to me was definitely open line of communication.
Okay, open line of communication. What do you think about that?
That's cool. Communication is big, because if you can't communicate, things come about or whatever. You go back and forth and arguments come about. But I think that the biggest thing is loyalty, and as far as and also loyalty is a big thing, but also respect. If you have a person busting their butt and doing this and doing that, and especially if they're doing it for the other person as well.
Right.
If they don't appreciate that, well, appreciation too, that's another good word too.
Okay.
If they don't appreciate that, it makes the other person feel like, well, why am I doing this for you? And then it just causes problems. So I just think that in a relationship, you have to appreciate the other person and their good doings and stuff like that. That's just what I think. Like, you gotta appreciate the other person's part.
I also like to add too, being compatible, like equally yoked. Like, I know that when we hear equally yoked, we think about it in the context of like spirituality, like you're a believer, I'm a believer. But I'd also like to take it a step further and say like we should have, if not the same, similar drive, similar hustle, similar respect, similar upbringing, similar values. Because to me, that is what's going to be the foundation of the relationship when the money isn't there, when the power isn't there.
Well, you have to understand that everybody's not like brought up the same, so it's like you gotta teach people sometimes because they may not know, and that's where problems come in. That like, you may think a way and I may think a way, and that's where it comes up. Like that's where the arguments come in, and then people be stuck in their own ways. So then you just get like, if you gonna stop talking to this person, or you gonna work it out and try to like make them understand like where where you coming from, and then if you really love the person, you wanna like work with them. But some people just don't want to change; they're stuck in their ways.
So from that, where's that line drawn? Where's that line drawn? Because let's just say you meet a person, and normally how people meet each other now, wherever they meet at.
Right. Social media,
or they meet in a club, or they meet at church, or they meet somewhere. And so after that initial, and you say that we want to, it's gone past meeting, but now we want to build a relationship. You mentioned teachable. Some people, everybody hadn't been, and we
groomed
must
that way.
Yeah, so we got to look at it. Everybody didn't grow up in church anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Some people don't know nothing about church.
Right.
And never been to church.
Right.
So when is that teachable moment? How is that happen? Let's just take, for instance, she's not in church, but you grew up in church. So how does you bring that to her, and that's going to build character where it won't offend her?
Well, in my situation, I grew up in the church, and as you get older, you don't you have to do things on your own and go to the church yourself. But I would say that more women go to church more than men. Let's just say like that. So if you have a woman, I'm just going to speak on the woman going to church more than the man. If you have a woman going to church more than the male, the male should respect that and understand that she wants something positive to happen to you and for you. All you gonna be doing is sleeping all day. You know what I'm saying? If you got a woman that's wanting you to get up and go to church and learn something and be more spiritual, because the biggest thing in a relationship is keeping God in your relationship. So if she's trying to get you to do that, I don't see a problem with that. And vice versa, if the man is trying to get a woman, now if a man is trying to get a woman to go to church and she already don't do that, that's something, I haven't seen that before or whatever, but some women get lost. Women get lost because you go to the thing as far as like a man trying to quote unquote save a female or whatever. Like
right.
A girl may be lost and talking to this dude, that dude, but he sees something different in her. He go to church and got God on his side, and he sees something good in this person, and he wants to let her know it's a different life, and when you got God on your side, better things happen, and not having him on your side.
So let's address the elephant in the room, because statistics say that 80% of our churches are women.
Yep.
So why don't men go to church? From your perspective.
From my perspective, I can't say because, well, yes I can, because I grew up in the church, but like I just said, because my parents made us go to church, and we used to love going to church with me and my brother. But once you get older, man, when you don't have a parent telling you, you know, what to do, and you feel like you can just do your own thing, you get lazy. And you just, not that you're a bad person or whatever, but it's just like you in your mind and in your head you want to do right, but when you doing whatever the night before, drinking, going to the club, and then when it's time to get up, you're like, man, I'll go next week. I mean, I really don't have an explanation for it.
So are you telling me that you need God?
Yeah.
But you don't feel that you need the church?
Well, not that you don't need the church, but in today's world, and this ain't for me or whatever, but in today's world, it's just like, you don't have to, tithing doesn't have to be tithing to a church or to a pastor. You can tithe helping someone, you can tithe, putting it towards something that someone needs help. It doesn't have to be, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, if a human judges you for that, we ain't trying to satisfy a human, we trying to satisfy God. So it's like, God know your heart, there go the power too.
And
Look at that.
but,
Yeah.
All we do is talk about God.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
but and I agree with that to a certain extent, but let's look at it from a different angle. Let's say, like you just said, you can tithe to whatever, or give a tenth to whatever. You know, you can take your business or your hustle and say, well, a tenth of it, I'm gonna give it back.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we gotta get paid.
Right.
It's all about.
Right.
And when you look at the website, you see it. But what if, as a corporate, because that's one man saying, what if 1,000 men said, let's go get it to the church and make sure that the church be the church to distribute it?
So in that perspective and in that case, that's right. Because guess what? It's so many pastors and so many church people that's not doing the right thing with the money, and that's why people are not wanting to. The smart people, I'm not gonna say woke. I don't like to use that word,
Right.
but the smart people, they want their money and to go to the right place. But some people feel like if they're doing it for the right cause, they did their job, and if the person that they where they're tithing to, if they don't do their job, that's on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's on them. Yeah, that's on them.
I still give my 10%.
Yeah.
I still, obviously this is in tithing, but like, if there's a homeless person on the street or a crackhead someone who's obviously using, it's not between me and him what he chooses to do with what I give him. I'm being obedient, honoring God's
You
word.
received your blessing.
And so whatever he does with it, then God.
So a couple of weeks ago, we said hashtag, get back to church.
Mm-hmm.
But a new hashtag is church, get back to being church.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so all you pastors out there and all you lay leaders and everything, the men are saying, when you get back to being church, we're going to come back to church.
Come back. Yep.
So let's get back to being church,
Please.
so the men can get back in church, so it'll make it stronger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, what can the church do right now, and what can men do right now to
We
work
got
together
hustle,
to
bro.
get?
Well, and now you interviewing me, but
Sorry.
but that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good. It's dialogue.
Knowledge is power.
I think that that in our, and we're all Christians, and so we're all Christians, and we look at it from a Christian perspective. But from the Christian church, we're looked at as wimpy men that are in the Christian church, because we have groups now, other groups, other sects, the Muslims. We look at them as more masculine men. And so we got to get back and we got to say that not only can you be spiritual, but you can be masculine and still love God.
Yeah. A lot of people feel like, during the week if they, thugging or whatever, hustling in the streets and stuff like that, they rather promote that than promote God. You know what I'm saying? So I respect people that. I respect people that, I respect people that, promote God as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying that light switch right
Yo.
there. If you want to turn it off for the air.
We have been in a powwow.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So we've been in a powwow. The reason all our eyes just got big because the light just came back on.
Yeah.
But as you can see, we improvised. I even tell you, we got cars running at generators that got us live so we can come to you and everything. So, but our power is back on.
Right.
One more question from me, and then I'm gonna put it over to Cole Stud, and the next question is to Miss Melanie first. Define respect and respect
first.
in a relationship.
Okay, respect. I guess I'd say adoration or consideration or care for another in a relationship. I guess I'd say the same thing, adoration, respect. The highest form of adoration, respect, and care for a person that you are in partnership with. You know, if you care for someone deeply, if you truly care about someone, I feel like respect is just mutually exclusive. If I care about you, I care about your well-being, I care about your safety, I care about, staying close to the topic, your entrepreneurial pursuits. Everything that concerns you, in a way, concerns me. I care, and I respect you enough, and I would hope that you would care enough for me to correct me if necessary.
What if you the one making more money in that relationship? Does that still garner that same respect?
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't care about money. Like, yeah, I would want my partner. I don't even know if I would feel comfortable saying I want my partner to make more money than me, because when we get together, we're one, and then when we're married, we're definitely one. I think I care more about your character, how you lead, how you show up in our relationship. Because I heard a long time ago from someone, never expect out of a man what you can't get to yourself. So if I can, buy myself or pay my own basic necessity bills for provision, how can I expect someone else to do that for me? Clearly there's a breakdown in me, the reason why. But, at the same time, it's nice to have somebody to take care of me. The right one.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna jump in on that.
I want to. Yeah.
Oh, well,
answer that about respect.
Respect, to sum it all up, is just do unto others as they want done unto you. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you wouldn't like it, don't do it to the next person. That's it.
Amen.
That's right. The golden rule, man.
Right. That's it.
That's all you need to go back. All right. I got a question. So I'm gonna ask Miss Melody.
Oh God. Okay.
How important are finances in a relationship?
Oh my gosh. I think that it's important simply because I won't say it's a major part in a relationship, but I think it's equally important, like with the respect and the communication and things like that.
Okay.
Especially if we're married. I think that's when finances become a huge deal, when it's like more permanent shit there. Because obviously our finances are going to support our livelihood. In a relationship, it's great, for a partner. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been in a relationship where I've been the one who had the most money and was funding everything, and it became very exhaustive, and I was very resentful at the end of the relationship. Whereas now, it's like my partner is, because I'm in school, he has the most of the finances. Like, he's paying for practically everything when we date and things like that. And he's never made me feel a ways about not being in school, like being in school and not being able to support our lifestyle, because he knows that it's going to pay off in the future. Like, when you're in a right partnership, it's like, okay, feudal ground now, but like fertile ground later.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you, Phil?
Fertile ground now.
Fertile ground now.
Fertile ground later.
I just made it up.
As far as finances, I just think that you have to understand, like, if you got one person making more than the next person, just be honest and be like, you can't do this. Instead of, like, let's just say if you get with someone and you have a agreement,
right?
And you have an agreement. Let's just say I know back in the day, everyone wanted the man to pay for stuff and the woman to stay at home or whatever. But today it's kind of different. So if you have an agreement to where you want to like, you know, split this bill or the man pay more on this bill, but let's just say if the woman don't hold her end of that, that's not cool.
Right.
You know, that's not cool at all, and that shows that you know, they always say women can't save money and stuff like that. So, and then you know, that woman can make that statement true, or she can just keep her end of the bargain and just and do the right thing. So I just think that finances is you know, when you have that agreement, just stick to that. Just stick to what you say you're going to do instead of saying, "Oh, I don't have this money." So it's like you already knew you had to do this. So it's like if you don't come up with your end, then it's like, what did you do with the money? So it's like you can't be with somebody that can't, you know, manage money. Yeah, manage money.
Or yes, it's deeper than not managing money. It's
Keeping
you
the
can't
word.
keep your word.
Yeah, you got to be trained. You got to be
And
okay.
it's
Well,
hard.
oh, yeah.
That's how you root for staying.
Right.
I know all about that shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. That's another episode. That's another
Oh.
episode. Yeah, I'm all about keeping my word, and I expect others to do it too. But you know, that's personal. We ain't gonna get into all that. Well, let me ask you. I'm sorry. I got in my feelings.
For real.
I got in my feelings. Okay, let me ask you all this then. I'm going to know the first again.
Okay.
So when you are discussing finances, I know you said they're not the most important, but they are important, obviously. Because, you know, you need money to survive, basically.
Right.
So is that something that you discuss during the dating phase? Or is it once you establish the relationship, you think you should discuss it?
No, always discuss it at the very beginning. Because, for example, when I went to visit my boyfriend last school year, it was May, and I was, if you recall, like, I used to work, and then I left corporate America to get back on my journey of becoming a lawyer.
Right.
And so I was used to making a bunch of money to now, like, living off of, like, student loans. And so we planned this huge weekend, and I was just kind of like, you know, it's a month, I think it was a month before. I was like, you know, you're planning this itinerary, and it's great, but I do, like, want you to know, like, I don't want you to feel pressure to pay for all of these things and for us to do like for you to be so adamant about making it a good time that you're spending a lot of money on me and you're taking away from your household. Because when I leave, you still have to survive and vice versa.
Right.
And he was just like, you know, I really appreciate you for, you know, saying that because a lot of women wouldn't have done it. He actually said, you're so real for that. But, you know, it's like, thank you. And, like, because of that, I think we have it's allowed us to communicate other things in our relationship because we've had that first hard conversation at the beginning phase.
Are you an exception to the rule? As
I
far
feel
as
like
a female?
I am.
That's what it sounds
But
like.
don't get me wrong, I've had to mature and grow. And I think had I got it with Jonathan when I was younger. Yeah. Had I got it with him.
There's a lot of Jonathans out there.
Yeah, it is for sure. No one knows him.
Jonathan Dudley.
Like,
She said Lorenzo.
have I
He
like,
might be in trouble. He might be in trouble.
right?
Talk.
So like a common name, yeah. But like, had I got it with him when I was a few years ago, I wouldn't have been ready. So I think I am an exception to the rule, but I have grown, and I've also done some work. I'm not gonna expect out of another man what I can't do for myself.
I like that. I like that.
Everything,
I like
including
that.
finance.
I like that.
All right.
Don't ask for something from someone that you can't do for yourself. I respect
Yeah,
that.
man, that's
Yeah,
deep.
that's deep. I appreciate it. Somebody needs to do a hashtag on it.
Right.
Okay.
But that, and I'm sorry, it's still your turn, but you know, it's so interesting. But you're not saying that you don't need a man.
Am I saying that I don't need a man?
Yes.
I think it just depends on your definition of need. Like, I want a
For
man.
companionship,
Yeah,
for
like,
camaraderie, for
yeah.
yeah.
Like, do I need that push? No, because I'm a self-motivated person. But it's like really nice to have someone in your corner. And I think it just depends on what you're going through in life too. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I didn't have a boyfriend when I lost my stepfather to COVID 2 years ago. I didn't have a boyfriend when I was going through my health crisis and I almost had to have brain surgery. I didn't have a boyfriend when I was studying for the LSAT. So I think God needed me to see what it was like to be by myself. So now I can enjoy the fruits of the labor of kind of being in isolation, kind of working on myself. So now I can appreciate him the way that I do. So I guess, do I need a man or like do I need him? I'm not ashamed to say I need him. just made me a better person.
That's right.
That is tight. Yeah.
What about you?
Are you an anomaly?
No.
An exception to the rule.
Yeah, she got it.
Maybe I am, but I feel like I have a lot of friends who are also the same way. I think you are what you attract. And so until I had to get me together, learn about me, care for me more, I couldn't expect someone to love me if I didn't love myself. So I feel like there are women out there like me though. You just have to kind of go through you have to find them.
Yeah, you gotta look
Don't
hard.
the Bible say you're supposed to find us?
Well, the Bible
Or
does
does
say,
a woman?
it says that the man who finds a wife finds a good
Finds
thing.
a good man,
So it's
yeah.
saying he's supposed to be looking for you.
Yeah, right.
But you supposed to make yourself that flower
Yeah.
that he is looking for.
But women do the work because a lot of us don't want to do the work. And I will be the first to say, because I can convict myself, I did not know everything I thought I did 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
That's good.
So there is a maturity process
Yes,
that happens.
absolutely. But we have to be woman enough to say, I need therapy, I need to heal from this relationship, I need to heal from that. Because you're seeing the polished version of me. Like, I'm just now sharing things with
I know
my
mom is so proud.
And like things that I've gone through in relationships, I'm just now talking to her about that.
Okay.
And it's been 3 or 4 years. So she probably for a moment was like, girl, this girl is acting real crazy and I do not know why.
No.
No, I'm sure she felt that way. Because, I forgot me. But I found me too, so.
So
So proud.
and I'm taking these questions from Mel, so El, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, you pumping it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's all right. No, it's all good, though. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me just jump to this other question here. I'm gonna start with Cub this time. So Cub,
What's up?
the person who makes the most money in a relationship, whether you want to say marriage or just dating, do you think they should have the final say so?
Nah, because they say money is the root to all evil, so it's just like you shouldn't put money above love and stuff like that. I think it should be a respect thing because money can come and go. So I don't think that just because you make more money than somebody, you got to be an a-hole or whatever. You just but at the same time, if this other person knows that you are the reason for power stand on and stuff like that, they should just respect you. And the one time that they don't, it's just disrespectful, dog. Like if you know I'm busting my butt and you don't have this or whatever. But if you think about this though, it's a million people in this world. A woman don't have to just stay because a man has all this money or whatever, because it's a million men that would love that woman and want to do for her just as much as you're doing for her or whatever. But she may have to go, off the market a little bit to get caught or whatever. But I don't think that you should disrespect somebody who's making more money.
Well, okay. All right, let me ask you
And just to correct one thing,
Yeah.
it's not the money, it's the love of money.
Yeah.
The root of all these.
Yeah, okay, the love of
It's
money.
the love
Right,
of
right,
money.
right.
Yeah, because the money good.
Right.
Yeah,
We need the money.
Love of money.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the love of money.
Right. To take care of things.
To take care of
love
things.
money.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so Miss Melody, you said that once upon a time in the early stages of your relationship, you were the breadwinner or you made the most money, right?
In past relationships, yeah.
Okay. So in those situations, being that you were making the most money, when it came down to things that you needed money for, the financial area of the relationship, because you were making the most money, did you feel like you should have the final say so whenever it came down to spending money, needing money for whether it was trips, going out to eat, anything, where to eat, all that?
I was going to say, I was going to put a line there, because, I want to be funding no trips now.
No, but let's say that
Let me clarify. I don't feel that way. I didn't feel that way at all. It only became that way because I was resentful from the disrespect.
Okay.
Because I feel like in relationships, just like it's a privilege for a woman to have a man, it's also a privilege for a man to have a woman, especially the right woman. So I became very resentful because I didn't feel like you were saying, appreciated or valued. But I'm never the type to hold over a person and say what I do for them. Because if a person holds over my head what they do for me, I'm gonna chop their head off.
Oh no.
But
Yeah.
what if you be disrespectful to this person and he be like, no, he don't necessarily say like, you know what I'm saying, like all the time, like what he did bring it up, but in an argument, if you being disrespectful to him and you just forget, let's just say if he did this big thing for you Monday and Thursday you come saying something like, you never do nothing for me, blah blah blah, he be like, well, I just think this was you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what about that?
Then I would be like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. Yes.
And I am good at
You're an exception
apologizing.
because a lot of women won't even.
I will apologize. I will say I've always been big on apologizing because.
Is that because you do a lot of wrong, or is it? No,
you know, just kidding. But no, like I don't mind. I'm self-aware to the point where I know that yes, I'm great with words in school, but I'm also great with words in real life. So sometimes it gets me in trouble.
No,
and so I am self-aware enough to know that I'm not always right, like I said, and I will apologize.
No, that's beautiful.
Hear that, Mama?
That's
I apologize, mother.
Yeah. Oh wow. All right, shout out. Yeah. No, I definitely believe in evaluating yourself and also being a big enough person to admit that, hey, I was out of line, I did it wrong, or I said something.
It make you feel better too.
Yeah, it does. Take that weight off of you.
Yeah, it make you feel
Yeah,
better.
and then the other person appreciate it.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes.
Oh, right. I was just about to say that.
Sometimes.
Some folks not worthy of an apology. I'm gonna pray for me, Pastor. Pray for me.
Okay.
All right.
So, how many times should you apologize before you make a shift?
How many times should you?
Well, I guess not to put a number on apologies or on forgiveness, but how long will you allow this person to not change?
Now, I'm gonna put it to you like this: women know when they're genuine, when an apology is genuine. So, and sometimes women will test you if a man is genuinely apologizing, and you know, she may be like, no, the first couple of times or whatever, but if he is genuinely apologizing like 2 or 3 times, she'll understand and she'll know he's telling the truth.
Okay. So
it's no count on it. Like it's just like if he feel like he's doing too much on that one day, he give it a rest or whatever. But I think that you can overdo it or whatever. Like she may be throwing you the hints. So like I don't want to abuse you no more. But sometimes it's like she may just be testing you or whatever. So I really don't know how many times you apologize. It just depends on how much you love them.
That's important.
And I find
Love is important.
But you know what? Some people, you have to learn your. Well, like you have to learn your partner's apology style too. Me, I want an apology. I need you to tell me what you did wrong. I need you to acknowledge what you did wrong. Whereas my other friends, they'd be like, girl, you say you're sorry. Just like, they need to do it again. But I think the best apology is change behavior.
Well, okay, so men, male and female, have different languages, love languages, apology languages. So, can you accept, because as men, a lot of times, we have a problem verbalizing it, but we'll do an action that says that I'm apologizing.
Yeah.
You know, or that's saying that I love you.
Right. Like flowers and stuff like that. Like,
well, or I went and put gas in your car.
Oh yeah.
You know, I washed the car for you.
Instead of saying I apologize.
Instead of saying I apologize, you know, he tries to do the things that you want done without asking him. So he go and do those things.
Yeah.
Do you accept that as an apology? When you understand his apology language.
You can do a million things and the woman is still not be happy after you did all those things.
So what's the best way to apologize to a woman when you know you have done wrong?
Money.
Probably so. Yeah. Pay that rent.
Whether you give it to
bill.
him or spend it in some kind of way, yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I told you. I've done this for a little while, so I've been out here for a minute, man. I'm still outside. I'm still outside, though.
So it has to
Still
be.
out there.
So it has to be something tangible for her to accept it.
It helps.
Hey, look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Like, I see those memes and stuff like that. The man carrying the whole world and giving it to the woman, she's still like she be like that's still like enough.
Right.
So it just depends on the woman.
Depends on the woman.
It depends on the woman.
Yeah, and then depending on what you did too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it definitely depends
Some
on what
stuff
you
you can't
did.
walk back.
No.
Some stuff you can't walk back.
Because you wouldn't apologize when you was doing it. So.
Yeah. Word. But actions do speak louder than words, so I'm with you to a degree. I still think verbally you need to let them know that you realize what you did wrong, but putting some action behind it does help as well. So yeah, bring the flowers, but then also say, this is why I bring the flowers, because I messed up.
For sure.
All right, like I said, I've been outside for a long time.
Yeah.
I got a book coming out too, y'all. All right, let's hit it one. It's called I'm Sorry. All right, I got another question. Okay, so check this out. All right, so does money, in your eyes, Lily and Cuz, does money equal power in a relationship? And what I mean by that is, like you said, whoever has the money should respect each other regardless, but this person is the breadwinner. This person makes a substantial amount more than you do. And I mean, it's like, I don't want to say that money is limitless, but it ain't too much they can't do. So do you think that equates to power in a relationship? The person who has that money in a relationship, the one that can write a check for anything y'all want to do whenever you want to do it?
I'm gonna be 100 with you, yeah.
Come on with it. Come on, Forrest here.
I'm just gonna say it, dog. Like, if you know I got like, if you know I could pay for anything, and like, if you come to me and be like, this we need this, and you want this,
right.
I can just come out my pocket and do it, but you can't. I just think that it should be a respect thing. Like, not that I have to disrespect you, because obviously, like, it's something about you that I love about you or whatever. But
right.
I don't think that I don't think that you're supposed to look down on a person that doesn't have as much as you, because everybody don't have the same. Everybody don't come up the same way. You know what I'm saying? I may have been brought into a rich family, which this person, the woman, may not have been brought into a rich family. So it's like you can't look down on people or whatever. But I do think that if a person can go in their bag and then provide more than the other person, I think that it should be a respect thing. Like I said, you can't just lash out at a person, you know what I'm saying, if you know that they're doing more, and then you just gotta, it's just the biggest thing, appreciation. That's the biggest thing. Just appreciate what a person doing, and just like hold your tongue. Like, I know you want to get the last word, but sometimes you gotta be quiet. It's like, a lot of women don't want to take, like, a lot of women don't want to respect the man for some reason. Why, I don't know.
Oh no, that's all right. I like it. I like it.
Does the money, and I'm not talking about the leader, but does the money make you the boss?
Hey, yeah. I mean, I've been trying to be kind of passive, but yeah.
No.
So yeah.
I mean, because guess what though? If you think about it, when you say boss, don't you respect your boss at work? He the one paying.
Right.
So, like, not saying that I run this person or whatever, but if you know that I'm the breadwinner or whatever, not saying that I have to do everything you say and have to be your slave or whatever, but just pop down and let me do me and just like appreciate these blessings.
So let's say that she is the one who is bringing in the most money. Does that make her the boss?
See, that's
does it equate power?
That's very
I'm trying to think, because I feel like I want to say no. Because if I don't care who you are, if I don't respect you, I don't respect you, because I can't give you, this money does not give you power. It doesn't mean anything to me.
It's hard, man. It's hard for a man to not have more money than a woman. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And I get that. But I've seen some of the most beautiful relationships, where the woman obviously is making more money than the man, yet she still respects and adores her partner.
Do you have her phone number?
I do actually. I can
Yeah.
tell you who it is.
I think that if an argument comes about and the first time she says that, it's gonna make the man feel so little.
Emasculated, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why you
Big
gotta
words,
know
that's
what
big
you're
words.
going, what you're
No,
dealing with
now,
before
I
you
like
go
that.
into.
Yeah.
Like that's why you have to discuss finances, you know, which is a part of money before you go into the relationship, because some women will lie to themselves and say it doesn't matter to them, where in retrospect it does. So they go into these 20, 30-year marriages, you know, and they resent their partner because they realize that the 20-year-old them no longer feels the way that the 60-year-old them does, and she don't respect them. She just, you know, because she makes more money than them.
Well, if he gets comfortable and understand that if he got in his head, well, my wife got it, and she don't see him getting up trying to do at least do something, that's not gonna be a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a good look.
That's where resentment comes
Yeah.
in. Yeah. I think most women don't mind men with the right man who made less money than them. She saw that he had hustle. He had trying. I hate to use the word potential because we've given it such a bad rap on social media that you shouldn't date a man with potential. I like to argue that you should date a man with potential. The right man with the right potential. You might not be bringing in as much money as a lawyer is making, but because I know that you are on your grind, your entrepreneurship journey matters to you, and you're trying to get to that level, you know, I'd be a fool to turn away a good man because he makes less money.
And then the dopest thing, if the woman is making more money, you know, and the man, if the woman is making more money, crank it up, invest in your man if you love him, help him get a business, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all entrepreneurs.
Melinda did it. Melinda Gates did it. Jeff Bezos' first wife that he cheated on, she funded the first Amazon for the first 10 years.
Yeah.
And you see what they have together?
Right.
Like, and I hate the Oprah Stedman joke. Stedman was making way more money before Oprah. And
come on, Melody.
now,
shout out to Stedman.
you know, right? Like, women would love to have a Stedman.
Yeah.
A man that supports
he
you,
invested in her?
who sees a future in you, who cares for you deeply. Like what?
That's what I'm talking about.
The first wife to the first creator, BET, Bob Johnson's wife, she's a lawyer. She helped him with that business, so it'll pay off.
The guy that owned Camel Suit, was it Reggie Lewis?
I don't know his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I think his wife was the one who started.
That's what's up. It's rare, but it happens.
Yeah, and it happens a whole lot more than people think.
Yeah.
I think women, sometimes I don't want to say dumb ourselves down because it's like an adequate word. Because women, the right woman is so supportive. She knows that she put money into her husband's business. She doesn't have to remind you or him of that. It just becomes a problem when you publicly humiliate her like the first two men did that I just listed. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos cheating on their wives.
Right.
So to heal our social ills in our community, because our community is now, you know, like I say, the woman is out there and she's making the money. You know, she's on a professional job and everything. And we talked about this. The media wants to get an image that she's saying that she doesn't need a man, or she doesn't need a man in her culture. She's got to go somewhere else to get a man to another culture.
You mean like another
black,
race?
white,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you know, and vice versa. For a man, black men now are going to the Far East. They're going to the Caribbean. They're going to South America because they said that black American women are toxic. And these other nations, their women, even though they're professional,
They do what men say.
they put the family first.
Yeah.
They're family oriented. They're more
Black women
family
don't put
oriented.
women first?
Say what now?
Black women don't put women
Well,
they like to argue
not
about,
what
like-
the image, not the image that the media is painting.
Right.
first? Oh, okay, this is the media's perception, not your opinion.
But the
y'all's,
but
right?
but what I'm not our perspective. But what I'm saying is that in our
all my black
I was
queens
about
out there,
to
I
say,
love
let's get
y'all.
it
no,
right.
what I'm saying is that he who Confucius said that he who controls the images controls the mind.
Right.
And so the media is putting this image out there that black women black men are toxic, that black men are no good, and, you know, that I can't find a black man, but you're telling us that that's not the case. So my question is to both of you is, what are your, and you've all given these answers, what are your 5 qualities of a good relationship?
How would you go?
Oh, loyalty, respect. When I wake up, I want to wake up and be like, damn, my wife fine. You gotta have finances and happiness.
So would you equate that when you wake up? Is that you saying that you love her?
I mean, you know what you want, man.
Exactly.
You
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
You know what you want.
So you're saying that you okay? So
You know,
she's got to be something.
every person has.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Every person has qualities in
that they attract.
That person that they're attracted to, and what they want.
That's why I keep the lights off, so I know they wake up this sleep on us. Yeah, they might bounce.
So that was loyalty, respect, attractability,
finances, and happiness.
Finance and happiness.
Oh, come on, Melody, you up here. What you got?
No particular order. Stability.
Okay.
Not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually. Support, respect. I think loyalty is huge. And I'd like to go back to a good communication, a good communicator period. Well, like a good communicator. Like I'd love to have, we can resolve issues, but then we also can have conversations and we can build together, dream together, try together, all those things.
I like it.
I like both of those answers and everything. Is love incorporated, or all of those speaking of love?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, if you have all those other things like love,
Okay,
you know
love is
love.
good. That's what I'm asking. So
It's a
those
no-brainer.
are all
That's a
things
It's a
different-
no-brainer.
yeah.
Those are all the things that come from love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that comes with love.
So love is the foundation of it.
Yeah,
Love has to be the foundation.
You gotta love somebody to want to be with them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing in marriage, because it's like it's so easy to go from woman to woman or female to man to man, but it's just like you gotta understand love has to overpower, because if you with one person, you're gonna be with them forever. So it's just like you gotta like create new things to do, and you know, you just gotta like you gotta love this person to be with them forever. You gotta wake up to them every day and stuff like that. So I think that's a lot of reasons marriages don't work, because they get tired of one another. You gotta have a man cave.
So when she when she doesn't look that same,
Man, that's what you gotta understand. Like, you gotta be a realist as well, because it's like when you turn 70, 80 years old, you gotta understand. Like, I guess you just gotta go look at the pictures and be like, man, that's what she used to look like. So I ain't.
Oh no, cool, no.
so even 30 or 40 though. But even 30 or 40.
Nah, I mean,
No,
30
there ain't no
or 40 ain't no
excuse for that.
like,
Ain't no excuse
you
for
know,
that.
30 or 40, man, say, again, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't finna pick no girl that smoke cigarettes and drink all day
Right.
to make herself look like that. So it's just like you gotta choose who you want. So if you're choosing a woman that ain't smoking cigarettes all day, drinking all day, she's not gonna age like that. You know what I'm saying?
I got
So
you.
it's
I understand what
yeah.
you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Melody?
Oh, no. It was something you said, when she gets older, you have
gotta
to
look
get
at
old
I mean,
pictures
I
to
was
remind you.
no,
Yeah.
I was
Oh, no, I was going to ask that, like, that made me think of another question, because I don't know if this is a part of any of the three.
It's a real spill.
But, like, so is that why men cheat then on women that
Oh.
they've been with for like 20 and 30 years? Because she no longer looks the same way she did, or she no longer, like, why?
Look at the time.
I think
we done ran out of
That
time.
made me think of that
Oh, no,
question.
no.
I've been asking this question all week, and no man has been able
I
to
just think
answer
men
it.
cheat because they feel like the woman isn't going anywhere and they can get away with it. I don't think it has anything to do with how long they've been. Well, it probably does have something to do with how long they've been with them or whatever, because it's like
I thought you were gonna have
everybody wants something. I guess everybody wants something new, and it's like if you can get something new. But here's the thing though: when you get something new, and then this other person start liking you and stuff like that, and they won't go anywhere, that's when you got a problem, because you got this lady you've been, or this man you've been with for this long, and you love them. And it's like, do you leave this person you've been when you built all this stuff with to this new person that's giving you this fast love and this good feeling? So it's just like, do you leave and go with this person, or do you stay who you build your love with. It's just tricky.
I personally believe that it's a choice. I think it can be the greatest of situations that you have, because men are visual. They go by what they see. And so if his focus is off, and anything can get his focus off.
Yeah.
And if his focus is off,
You got to be strong.
he got to be disciplined to say that, okay, that attracted me, but I got something at the house and I need to go home.
Yeah.
You know, because if he play with it,
Right.
yeah. So I think that it's a choice. I don't think it has anything to do with the love per se. And I know most women are gonna say, oh, that's just a cop out. That it doesn't have anything to do with his lady.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with him making a choice.
Right.
And I think every decision that we make is based off of.
Well, let me ask Melody a question that every man want to know, because they say that I know hold on, but they say when women cheat, what do they say?
It's emotional.
It's emotional. So do some women cheat just to be like, I just want to do it, and then they don't have no more feelings after that, or is it always going to be a feeling and you go back to your man?
You know, I'm a spiritual person, and I think that there's a trick being played where women want to be like men.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they say, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
And do it
But I
better.
think they're going against their nature when they do it.
They are.
So when women are out there saying that, you know, he did me, because we talked about forgiveness. So even if he did do it, you either got a choice to forgive him and move on or move out, you know.
Because as soon as that woman does it,
Right.
and the man forgives him and he tell you why he did it or whatever, as soon as that woman does it and try to did it just because he did it or whatever, that's gonna create a bigger problem, because it's just looked at different.
It is.
And that's another subject, like when a woman go out and you know do that and stuff like that, it's just looked at different than a man, and I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It's just looked at different.
Because, and this is not saying that it's right or it's correct, but who looks worse to you?
Oh yeah, sure.
A man in public drunk or a woman in public drunk?
A woman.
Oh.
Oh,
A woman.
Y'all all a fool. Drunk in public.
What the reason
And the reason is because you feel that she is vulnerable now.
Or I was gonna say, women have a certain standard as far as being ladylike in public, and when you see them doing the opposite, it kind of blows people away. Like, oh, really? Like, you look sloppy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not used to seeing women carry themselves like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we do see it, well, back in the back of her mind, or in the back of our mind, she's trying to be like a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's in the back of y'all's mind?
No, not in my mind.
Well, what I'm saying is that when you see a woman that's what we might call not acting like a lady,
Not ladylike.
not ladylike,
I just think
we're
she's
saying that she's trying to be like a man.
She's just being fast.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. I just thought about it as
We need to
she just drunk.
I just feel like she has no guidance, because a woman wouldn't.
And what does a man give? He gives
A
guidance.
woman that doesn't have guidance, she's going to be out there like that, because
because
my girl wouldn't be out feeling comfortable without me drinking like that. When she's with me, she will feel comfortable to get drunk because she knows I'm going to protect her.
She can
That's
get drunk
my
with her
point.
friends too, because she knows
Not
her.
like
Not
a
like
real
he gonna
woman.
protect
A
her.
real woman wouldn't do that, because
Yeah.
it's guys out there. You know,
The wolf is out there.
with the hawk out.
But I'm with my friends, so if I get towed up accidentally,
But
I know
so,
my friends gonna
Here
take care
comes
of
this
me.
guy, these guys that can overpower you and your friend.
No, what are you hanging out here?
My friends.
No, I'm just saying.
We
You
some
know,
fair people.
but-
That ain't gonna happen. God bless
Okay,
him
wait
when
a
he
minute.
try to
Wait a
turn
Just
minute.
understand,
us.
a man is a man.
Well, no, I get that.
a man is gonna be a protector.
Oh, wait,
I get that.
Even if he had to say, he said, come on, let's go. Because sometimes that is more powerful than I need to stand here and confront this. Just be quiet, let's go. And so we can squash this so we can live for tomorrow. You know. So even if he's just saying, and that might look like he's weak, but really he's strong, because he's saying, what difference does it make? Let's just move away from this. But a lot of times, a woman who doesn't have the respect for a man, she gonna be talking. And he telling her, hey, these guys ain't looking to do nothing good anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so you just be quiet, let me be the man, and let's just walk away from this. And I got you protected.
Got you.
That's just one man's opinion, one black man's opinion anyway. Yeah.
For the record, I don't know about these two, but I believe women can handle themselves, and I respect women, whether they're drunk or not. So if you're out there trying to take advantage of women who seem to be under the influence, shame on you.
Absolutely.
Shame on you. If anything, you should be trying to assist that beautiful woman. And make sure that she gets home safely.
Man,
right? Okay. All
but
right.
there are some wolves out there.
There are wolves out there.
There's some predators out there that look
and
for that.
They prey on that. Yeah.
And they prey on that. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Any man should say, hey, let me help this woman get to where she needs to get to. And make sure she get there safely. That's a real man.
Right.
But there's some out there that are looking for that opportunity. It's just like Bambi in the woods.
What's she on 3rd Avenue? We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I feel y'all. Okay. Well, do we got time for another?
So
we got time.
We got about 2 minutes, man.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. I was going to ask this one last question. So, let's say that you meet somebody, they check off all the boxes, except in the financial area. What I mean by they don't check off the boxes in the financial area. No, they grip don't stink. They good. Yeah. So like, okay, basically that's the part of their situation that doesn't look the cutest. Their financing. So you still engage in the relationship anyway, right? It's for both of y'all. But I'm gonna middle the answer first though. A year goes by, nothing changes financially. He doesn't seem like he's trying to do better. He's not trying to, hustle to get any more money coming in. You see what I'm saying? He's not trying to level up. But everything else is checking off. He good everywhere else. Did you give him more time? Or is there a time limit at all? Or you just say, you know what, I'm going to ride this out because I'm good financially and I'll be patient enough to help him get there or see if he can get there on his own? Or do you just cut it off altogether like, yo, it's been a year, man, come on, dog.
When is enough?
If I gave him, I'm really leery of giving ultimatums, but if I said in a year, okay, first of all, I need to define like what the objective of the relationship is. Right. Are we like working towards marriage?
Yeah. There's somebody that you're serious about.
A year to level up.
Right.
If you stated, that by this time next year I want to have this much money in my account for my business, right. And for whatever reason life happens because it does, and you couldn't meet the goal, but you're saying he hasn't done anything to work towards the goal. Oh, I'm leaving. I'm big on size. I'm big on size. I'm so superstitious. Excuse me. But also too, like, I'm sensitive to the spirit, like the Holy Spirit or whatever, and I always ask for like discernment. Like I always ask for signs when I pray. So I'm just gonna take that as a sign that right now it's not time for us. I won't rule it out in the future. But if you do check out all the boxes, but right now we can't hold it.
So if you saw him 2 years later and he got himself together financially, you might circle back.
Possibly, but I gotta pray about it.
Okay, I like that.
But I am leaving though, because no, I don't want to make you comfortable. Because I do what I say I'm going to do.
You say you're going to do what?
I do what I say I'm going to.
Oh yeah, I believe
so even if I don't achieve the goal, I'm going to do something for you.
I like that. What about you, Cuz? You going to date somebody that's broke?
Hey, as a man's point of view, a man going to get out there and hustle, regardless, because we already feel like a woman is not going to have $1 million. But it's just rare. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a real man, if he really, really, truly like somebody, because that's what you see in the movies. Like, what was it? Set It Off. I forgot the guy's name, but he was like the banking dude, and then he like Jada Pinkett. He like Jada Pinkett. He knows she ain't got no bread, but it's just the love and the attraction that he knew he can take care of it.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like if you have a woman that's working and you see that she's taking care of everything else that she has around her, and she tries her best to still see you every day and do the most smallest things for you, you respect that. So you're not worried about her even more money. Yeah.
So it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal because a real man gonna take care of her whether she was here or not.
Okay.
Man, I tell you, it's been great.
Yeah.
But before we leave and everything, I want to give both of our guests an opportunity to just say whatever they want to say. They might want to promote their businesses, or they just want to say something positive to the audience and everything from a man's perspective, from a lady's perspective. And we're just so glad that they came on and shared this with us. Part 2 of She Got the Bag, you know, power, money, and respect, man. So
y'all want to promote the show right now?
yeah.
You go ahead.
Thanks for having us.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, Melody N. Wilson, and Mel Nicole Will on Instagram, and I'll tag both of our socials at the end too. And TikTok is also a new platform of mine, Mel Nicole Will. So stay tuned for my business stuff, because I think you guys are gonna be.
Yes, we will.
My social media, it should be Cub Raw AF. That's COBRAWAF. And also, you gotta pay me UGOTTAPAYME, as well as the website, and that's on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And I also have a show this Sunday with DJ Paul for 36 Mafia at Zydeco. And also on August the 19th, on my son's birthday, he'll be 15, in Mobile with Currency. So we're doing big old things.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're cool, real, man. That's what you're bro, man. We don't bring no chumps on them.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, we just appreciate both of y'all for taking the time out.
You need to do our show, though.
Yeah.
We need to put out there.
Yeah.
What we got?
Check us out.
Yeah.
5 o'clock live Facebook, and it is the Real Spill Podcast. But also for the rerun of it on YouTube, and it is the Real Spill Podcast 3.
Hey, I want to say one thing, man. I want to give a shout out to both of y'all for like doing something positive, and like you never know what can happen when you start something. Like you got to start from the ground.
There you go.
So I appreciate that. And as you see the guests, you can get bigger and like more widespread and stuff like that. So I'm just happy to see like you guys doing it, and I can't wait to see the new guests and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Hope y'all come back,
man.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Share, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
The Real Spill Podcast. And then on our page, send us in what you want us to talk about, man.
Yeah.
This has been episode 8. I think we've had 8 great episodes, and we had some very lively conversations about things that actually are happening in our community that we go through every day.
Right.
So, and that's why it is the Real Spill Podcast.
Right.
We've been coming to you live from the Spill Cup Studios with all of the technical difficulties. This has been the Real Spill Podcast.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
Don't leave me hanging, brother.
Great job, man. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
I was just about to tell her.
Nah,